Our world is phenomenal. Nature, especially, is a force to be reckoned with. From horrendous natural disasters to extraordinary plants and flora, our world is full of wonder. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 amazing discoveries. Mystery surrounds the discovery of a car buried in the backyard of a $15 million Silicon Valley home. The house, which is worth $15 million, sits in Atherton, a neighborhood known for being upstanding and influential, was undergoing various repairs, and was in the process of being excavated when the car was discovered. Landscapers were perplexed to find they dug up a car and proceeded to contact the authorities. The police sampling showed that the car was buried beneath the house about 30 years ago in the 1990s. The report of a car buried underneath a back garden was suspicious enough to warrant the police to consider it a potential criminal discovery. San Mateo's crime lab researchers were called to the site to investigate and help excavate the car. Police dogs were brought out onto the property, trained to track down human remains. However, after a day of vigorous tracking, the trained dogs were fortunately unable to find any trace of cadavers. Daniel Larson, a police commandant of the Atherton Police, has publicly stated, "Excavation is ongoing, and at this time no human remains have been located." The car, excavators said, was buried 5 feet beneath the surface of the earth and was packed with unopened concrete bags, adding to the mystery of how it ended up buried, who buried it, and why. The whole happening is perplexing. The mansion's owner was questioned, but they purchased the estate long after the car had already been buried. It's suspected that the previous homeowner was the one behind the car's burial. It's too cryptic to name a crime yet. Besides the bizarrely buried car, there is no evidence to suggest anything concrete. The town is known as one of America's most prestigious places. Who knows what the future investigations will uncover? Scientists find fungi that can break down plastic in 140 days. Most plastic worldwide is made up of polypropylene. From food containers to bottle caps and soda bottles, this plastic makes up an estimated third of all plastics manufactured. Unfortunately, polypropylene takes several centuries to break down. Australian scientists have had a scientific breakthrough, the discovery of 2 fungi strands, Aspergillus terras and Engiodontium album, capable of decomposing polypropylene plastics, cutting down hundreds of years of decomposition into merely 140 days. The research included testing the plastic in terrariums with the fungi samples. The studies revealed that 27% of the plastic was consumed in less than 100 days and entirely gone by day 140. Amira Fazana Samat, the study's leading researcher, is passionate about finding ways to dispose of plastic efficiently and naturally. This discovery, she believes, is the next step needed in helping save the planet from mass pollution that is rapidly destroying our world. According to Ali Abbas, a chemical engineer, it's the highest degradation rate reported in the literature that we know of in the world. Akin to the fungi, certain types of bacteria that consume plastics have also been discovered within compost bins. The bacteria were able to break down almost the entirety of polyethylene terephthalate, a type of plastic, in less than a day. The research has led scientists to search for more biological ways to decompose plastic, and this search has been more fruitful than initially anticipated. In fact, there are 400 known microorganisms that exist that are capable of devouring plastics. Dee Carter, a microbiologist, believes that certain strains of fungi could potentially break down chemicals thought to be impossible to decompose. However, Carter asserts that this theory is yet to be confirmed and studies are still in their experimental stages. Ali Abbas states, "We need to support the development of disruptive recycling technologies that improve the circularity of plastics, especially those technologies that are driven by biological processes. The importance is crucial because most plastics are mixed and it's nearly impossible to manually segregate their atoms. When placed into the same terrarium together, the 2 fungi strands could prospectively entirely decompose various types of plastics, turning them into plastic-consuming natural machines. It's still uncertain as to how the fungi and bacteria consume the plastics. The current theory is that the fungi break down the plastic to their bare molecules, which they proceed to consume as nutrients. The plastic does need to be treated with heat or chemical reagents to soften them first, otherwise the fungi strains struggle. But if these fungi could be used en masse at landfills or in plastic-polluted places, they could clear whole areas of the planet up in perhaps less than a decade. The microbes, however, struggle to consume smaller molecules of plastic, which might be a future problem, but scientists are investigating how to optimize the biological process. Currently, researchers are performing a variety of tests and prototypes in hopes of finding the most optimal way to get rid of plastics. The project is still in its early stages, and it'll be a long time before scientists believe it will be ready to be globally used as a recycling plan. Researchers find alien life forms in an abandoned uranium mine in Germany. Germany is a beautiful country. In the wonders of its Elbe Mountains, however, lies a mystery scientists are baffled by, a new type of life form that lurks in the long-since abandoned mine once used for gathering uranium. Scientists have deemed the life residing in these mountains alien, unlike anything we've seen before. The mine, known as the Königstein uranium mine, was abandoned in the 1990s after being in service for 30 years, established in the early 1960s. During that decade, nuclear energy was starting out, and the world was taken with the concept with the hopes of making it widespread and using it as an alternative to fossil fuels. After a surprising amount of uranium was discovered in the Königstein, mining operations began. In the following decades, the region grew prosperous for its vast amounts of uranium. An estimated 1,000 tons of the element was mined each year that the mine operated. In the wake of the 1990s, the uranium supplies in the mountains started to diminish, and soon it was neither financially sound to continue the mining operations, nor was it worth the newly revealed environmental problems it could cause. As a result, a decision was made to flood the entire mine to stop any prospective issues on the surrounding nature or ecosystems. Now, after roughly another 30 years have passed, the mine has become a place for something incredible. The mine's keepers found orange-tinged life growing on the mine walls from within the flooded cave and reported the finding to a group of scientists who proceeded to investigate. Inside the murky depths of the flooded mine, they found orange-colored microbes. Acidic in nature, they appear worm-like and orange-brown as they hang from the walls and ceilings. Several other microbes of white and brown shades slide down the walls, covering the whole mine in various life forms. Researching the samples taken from the cave, scientists discovered that they are not single-celled, simple life forms that they initially thought they'd be, but rather complicated types of microbes. A single one of these microorganisms measures anywhere between 50 and 200 micrometers, which, for microorganisms, is massive. It bewilders scientists how, in a mine devoid of sunlight, proper food, and uranium-tainted water, life could not only blossom, but thrive. After vigorous studies, researchers found that these strange microorganisms feed off the sulfate, minerals and metals in the walls, and that they are capable of consuming the acid in the water. The white and brown wall bacteria feed on the acidic metals, whilst the orange-tinted ones feed on the white microbes, a little ecosystem of their own within the abandoned mine. In turn, other, even larger microorganisms consume them, a true cycle of life. Similarly, Chernobyl has become a breeding ground for strange fungi that feed off the area's radioactive stimulus. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.